Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a cellular repeater from HiBoost. So let's open it up and see what we got. Okay, before I even unbox this, I want to show you what I'm working with when it comes to my cell service in my basement. Alright, here is my screen on my phone. Let's go ahead and start up the speed test app and hit go. And as you can see, my download speeds are pretty good. I'm getting right around 50 megabits a second. And then when it comes to the upload speed, it is horrendous. We're looking at 0.3 megabits a second, 0.5. Usually when I'm upstairs, I get well beyond that. I usually get like 2 to 3 megabits. Of upload speed. And my download speed, I want to say, is increased as well. But because my upload speed is so dismal, whenever I get phone calls in my basement, I tend to get choppy reception or I get dropped calls. When HiBoost reached out to me and asked me if I wanted a cellular repeater for my basement, I honestly jumped on the chance. So what we're going to do is open this box up, we're going to see what's inside, and we're going to set it all up, and then we're going to do a speed test to see what kind of increases or if I got any increases. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I chose the 4K Mate Plus because I like the idea of there not being an external antenna in the unit. All there is the unit and then a cord that's going to go to an antenna outside. So that's why I chose this one. They do have a lot of other options, one of them being an external antenna if that's what you want. Again, the reason I got this was because my basement is pretty bad, but I was also thinking of people that actually have like storm shelters, stuff like that for I live in the Midwest, so tornadoes are a factor here. And someone who has cell service in their safe space is just that much more comfort knowing what's going on around them. Okay, so let's open this thing up. All right, and what you get, it looks like you get 2 sets of cabling, a nice size user's manual, and I believe that this comes with an app that you can use to, I guess, monitor your signal usage and your signal power. So we'll have to do that as well. And this manual looks like it covers a few of the different models, so that's always good to have. Okay, the next thing in here is the actual HiBoost unit that's going to be going in the house, and it is pretty small. I mean, it's only, let's see how big it is. It's 8 inches tall, a little over 6 inches wide, and it is about 1 3/4 inches deep. So it's about the size of like a regular book. There is some sort of sticky thing. I don't know what that is. We got a power cord, and then on the bottom we have actually our outdoor antenna with what looks like some mounting brackets. And the power brick that goes to for the AC to power the indoor unit. And here is the mounting bracket for the indoor unit as well. Okay, and to be a little bit more specific about what all came in the box, let's start from the booster and end it with the antenna on the outside of your structure. First, you have the booster, and it does come with this plate, so all you got to do is just put this plate right into this bracket, and it will hold it in place just like that. So that's very convenient. And then what you have is also your AC to DC conversion adapter. This is your power adapter. So that's the booster. And then from the booster, you have 16 feet of cable that is specifically made for indoor use. I'm guessing it's probably not weather treated, but I'm not sure. But that's what it's intended for, is for the inside of your structure. And then what they have included is this one little wire right here, and what this is a window pass-through. So you don't have to worry about like crushing the wire on this cable because they actually thought of putting this in. So what you would do is put this through your window and just shut your window, and it would be like a pass-through. So that's pretty smart. And then on the outside of your structure, you have another 50 feet of cabling going to the antenna. The antenna also has these brackets that you can either bolt to the side of your structure, or it came with U brackets if you have a pole that you have up there, and then that way you can connect, you can connect this to a pole as well. And then once the whole thing is connected, they did supply you with waterproof tape, so you can tape off all of your twist connections to make sure that everything is watertight. And I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong thing when I said the waterproof tape. It's actually this slab of looks like rubbery goo that you would just tear off and put around your connections. Okay, now that I know exactly what all these pieces are and how to put them all together, I'm going to go ahead and take a measuring tape and I'm going to measure from where I want to put the antenna to where I want to put the booster to make sure that I have enough wire. Okay, I just got back inside and I measured out where I want to put it on the roof compared to where I want to put it in here. And it's 26 feet from the top point of my roof to where it's going to be going into the house. So 26 feet plus whatever I want to do in here is I have plenty of cable. But since it came with all this cable, I'm going to go ahead and use all of it. So that way you know what you should expect from your signal strength. Also, this unit comes with a bracket to attach to a pole, so you can point it exactly to the cellular tower that you want. And the manual does come with links to like recommendations for third-party software, so you know exactly where your cellular signal, where the tower is. So it will point you right to it. And luckily, mine is right due south. And that is the direction that my fireplace points, so I'll be able to bolt mine directly to my fireplace and not have to worry about installing a pole, and so I could have the ability to kind of swivel it around to what I need. I'm just going to bolt it directly to my chimney, basically. Okay, so the first part of this is done. I've got the wiring figured out. I know I have plenty of cable. I know how I'm going to wire everything. So let's go ahead and plug this in and kind of put it in the general area of where I'm going to actually physically install it. And we're going to download the software on my phone and get this kind of set up. My plan is to actually install it probably around this area somewhere. And the documentation does say that the booster and the antenna should be pointing in opposite directions. So that way you're not getting a signal loop kind of deal where it's not interfering with each other. So since south is that way, I'm going to be pointing it that way. And so that means that I'm going to be probably putting it like right up here somewhere. So that way it's out of the way. And since you can use an app on it, I don't really need to climb up there and mess with the buttons for my daily use. But for now, I think I'm just going to screw it in right here. That way I can work with it. The AC cord that goes to your wall is about 6 feet. And then here is your power brick. And then the DC cord is about over another 6 feet. So you're looking at over 12 feet of cord to go from your booster to your wall outlet. So that's good. All right, mounting it on the wall is pretty easy. Okay, I've got the app installed on my phone, so let me just go ahead and put it right up here. And then what it says is that you should install the app and then turn on the unit and then click Add Device. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, the unit's on. Let's go ahead and click on Add Device. Okay, I'm going to have to sign up, so I'll be back after I get done signing up. Okay, after you sign up and you click on Add Device, it will say Scan for Bluetooth devices. We'll click that. I'll say while I'm using the app, Allow Bluetooth. and it shows my device right here. So let's click on that. And then we are going to say configuring a Wi-Fi connect. And then after you connect to your Wi-Fi network and you type in your password, it will connect to your Wi-Fi. And then we'll ask you for a device name. So I'm just going to put HiBoost. Device address, it picked my address perfectly. Where did I purchase it? From the HiBoost website. Confirm. Download date. Alarm email address. And then click save. All right, registration was a success. And let's go to my device. Click on my device. And then there is where you're going to be able to see all of your radio performances. So as of right now, it says that status is normal. But again, we don't have an antenna hooked up. So, okay, this is all done. So now we're going to go ahead and connect the antenna on my roof and run the wire to this unit. Okay, I went ahead and installed the external antenna on my roof. I wasn't recording that part because I'm basically hanging right off the edge, and looking 26 feet down is a bit intimidating. So here's what it looks like though. You can see that this was the included bracket, and I went ahead and instead of mounting this to a pole, I went ahead and mounted it just directly to my to the top of my chimney right here. So, and then the wiring is going to be going down through this big hole, and it's going to go down all the way down there. All right, and now that this is all secure, all I got to do is take my 50-foot wire, which has this connection right here, and I'm going to attach it here and run the wire all the way down and into my house. Okay, and now that it's all connected, I went ahead and just kind of tucked it in here for right now. I'm going to have to tape that up so it's nice and waterproof, and then I'm going to have the wire running all the way down. Okay, well, I've got the cabling from the external antenna wired up to the booster, and all I gotta do is plug it in and we'll see what happens. Okay, it is on and running, and take a look at the screen. We have almost all of our signals in the super range, which means we've got everything connected up probably about as well and pointed about as well as we possibly can. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another speed test. Here we go. Okay, as you can see on the speed test, my download speeds have actually gone down quite a bit. But check out my upload speed. Before it was like 0.4, and now, it has gone up by over 10 times the speed that I was getting before. So this right here is much better than I actually was thinking I was going to get. Download speeds I really don't care about, because I don't really care about watching movies on my phone during a severe storm and I'm in the basement. I'm more worried about being able to make phone calls. And when you have a consistent 17 and an upload speed of a consistent like 7 or 8, that is plenty to be able to make those critical phone calls that you need. So I am actually very happy with these results. Okay, so what do I think of the operation and installation of the HiBoost 4K Mate Plus? Well, I got to tell you, it took me a few hours to do this because I was recording it. If I wasn't recording this, I would say it would take me between a half hour and 45 minutes to do the complete installation. And installation actually was a breeze. The manual that came along with it perfectly describes step-by-step on how to get it all set up. It also shows you the do's and don'ts of what you should do when it comes to how to point it. It gives you all the apps that you're going to need in order to help you out. With my installation, I did not install it on a pole. I would recommend that if you have that option. That way you could fine-tune where you're pointing the external antenna. But even without doing that, I'm still getting great signal strength, and I am very happy with it. Now you say, well, you're getting 50 megabits download before. I don't care about download speed, because download speed, if you're not getting any upload speed, that's where you start dropping calls and stuff like that. Your signal is it's not that good. When you're getting a consistent upload and download speed of 5 to 10 megabits, that's where you don't have to worry about any kind of disruption in your calls, because this is all about being able to use my cell phone while we're in the basement during a tornado. I'm not going to be probably watching movies while sitting there waiting to see if my house blows away. So if you have any questions about the HiBoost 4K Mate Plus, please leave them in the comments. I'll have a link to this in my description so you can look into it further if you like. Again, thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye. I just wanted to let everyone know that I got it in its permanent spot and I've got it wired permanently, and I went ahead and tested again. And what I also did is, you can see on the touch screen, I turned off the LTE 700 and the Cell 800, and I left on the PCS 1900 and the AWS 2100. And I just did another speed test, and here is what I got. 69.8 download and 5.93 upload. That's great.